Hey everyone, it's Mr. Kunard here in visual form this time. This is a continuation of lesson 2.1. It is session number 2. We were talked about the first one with the elements and the periodic table. This lesson, this video is going to have 3 different parts to it. The first part is going to be looking at an online through fosweb.com, their online interactive periodic table. And it's really cool. It's got a lot of information, a lot of things that you can manipulate through. So I'm going to take you through that. The second part is we're going to look at, there's a reading passage. And we're going to be using our ebooks button on your home page to go to and find the section that I'd like you to read or have it read to you by the FOSS books, Chemical Interactions on Elements. And then the third one, we've got 3 terms we're going to be looking at to do some vocabulary for. So let's get started with the first one, the fosweb.com online. You're going to want to go to your fosweb.com. You should have a login page saved for that somewhere on your home screen, or if not, go to the fosweb.com in any web browser. You're going to sign in with your @shawneeheights.net username, that's your email, and then your PowerSchool password is going to be what's needed for your log in to this. So let's go do that now. All right, when you log into fosweb.com, this is the login page that you're going to see. You should have practiced that already to be able to come up with it. I'm going to click a student's email, or sorry, one of my students, Blue Teams. He's going to love seeing this on here. Mr. Luke Moore at, yep, I can spell. That's .net, and we'll see if his password shows up. I doubt it. Let me see here, okay. Don't you like my typing skills? All right, we're going to sign in. We're not going to save his password now. We're going to do that. And sign in. And you're going to get my first hours. You may get Mr. Bradshaw's or Mrs. Mott's, whatever it might be. You're then going to go to Chemical Interactions. That's the book we're in right now. You click on that. If it will get there. There we go. And so, how was your weekend? Day off on Wednesday? Pretty good. We're waiting for this to come up. What you're going to do next is in this multimedia section. Over here, we're going to find periodic table, about down there. There in the left-hand column. Periodic table, click on that, and it's going to take you to a screen that looks like this. And this is a really cool one because it's got a lot of different things that you can do with this. It says it's up there, click on an element for more information. Let's click on oxygen. Over here, number 8, it kind of tells you some information about it. Its name, etc. You can click on this even for more details. The name, the atomic weight, atomic number, when it was discovered officially, and then some other information about it as well. Will take you to another site to click on for more details. Just a little slow internet. But yes, who discovered it, when, where, discovery location, uses, natural forms, all for this oxygen number 8. Here's even a picture of it. You can see it's clear. So you can do that with each of these different ones. You could pick up AU. Having a hard time with this new computer. I have to close it first. There you go. We're learning. We're learning. Pick up gold. You see that one. Kunard doesn't have any of that. Neon. Got a little neon sign. Yeah, because you have to close each one. Anyway, goes through all of those and tells you about every single one, so you can do that and explore a little bit from that standpoint. You can see up here they're all listed alphabetically. If you want to look at all the different ones, you can click on these and go through all of which ones you might find interesting. Americanium, antimony, argon, etc. Then down here in the bottom left-hand corner, there are some interesting groupings as well. Groupings in terms of metals and non-metals. You can click on these things and it will take you to different groupings of what we use the periodic table for and how it's arranged. And noble gases, you can click on all the non-metals, and those are with the circles there. You can click on all the metals, and those are all the squares. So lots of different ways that you can manipulate these different groupings and stuff to see what they have in common and what similarities they have. So you can get out of that. You can go back to the groupings again. This one shows top 10s, top 10 elements in the Earth's crust, and tells you where they are, number 1 through 10. Number 1 being the red one, oxygen. So lots of oxygen overall for that one. You can look in the entire Earth itself. You could look at the universe, the most abundant, hydrogen. In humans, you can see which ones have the most. So explore that a little bit too. Go back. Other ones, date of discovery, they group them into ancient times, ones that they knew back then. Ones that they show, you know, from 1701 or 1850 to 1890, any of those. You can go back and click on those to see which ones are which and which ones are mostly present. Those are the bottom row for there. And then the last little feature is standard state at 25 degrees Celsius, which is room temperature. So which ones are solids at room temperature? Well, the majority of them. You can see which ones are liquids and which ones are gas. So a lot of cool things there to play around with, to explore. Maybe you've seen some of these before and you want to do a little more exploration about them, a little more research, finding out some new information, quiz your parents. They'll love to hear that. Mom, did you know that arsenic is dangerous? Yeah, okay, moving on. Anyway, so that's part 1. Just want you to explore a little bit with that. When you're done with that, come back and we'll work on part 2. All right, for part 2, we're going to be looking at your ebook. So if you have your ebook, the FOSS ebook login, get logged in there. There should be a button on your home screen. You should be able to get logged in with the same passwords that we did for FOSS Web. And when you do, you're going to pull up this screen. You probably hopefully have chemical interactions already downloaded. If not, you need to do that first. So we're going to click on the old chemical interactions here. It's going to take you to that book of what we're going to be looking at. Yes, I know where all those things are, so I'm going to hit got it. And basically you're going to work at it like a regular book would. You can swipe across and you're going to come right here to the elements page. Now the cool thing about this is you can read it yourself by flipping over the pages, etc. Or these little speakers are going to read it for you. So you can't be too much trouble in reading this out. But part 2 is just to read that over or have it read to you about elements, and have you ever wondered about what things are made of is what it started at. So we'll do that. When that's all done, the last part is I want you to, there's vocabulary that needs to be done as well. And that is on 3 things: the periodic table, the element, and symbol. And there you're going to use those KIM sheets that are listed down there. You're going to need to make 3 of them, 1 for each of those, and add those to your science vocabulary section in Notability. So that's part 1, was the online periodic table. Part 2 was this reading passage. You either read it yourself or have it read to you, and some other information in there, so it's very interactive. And then the third one is to complete the vocabulary. Oh, and I forgot one last little thing. There is a discussion board that needs to be answered as well. So those 4 for this lesson, and probably you can stretch it out over maybe a day or 2 days. So hopefully that's all well and you have some good ideas about elements. The last thing is, well, Mr. Bradshaw is going to be taking over and telling you about elements throughout the world. Thanks again.